Hi, my name is Brianna, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own cardboard tube desk organizer. You're going to need cardboard, 11 toilet paper rolls, 3 paper towel rolls, some glue, markers, X-Acto knife, and a ruler in colored paper. First, you're going to start out measuring 2 centimeters on the end of your cardboard tubes. You're going to do this for 4 exactly, and you're going to do it on both sides. And then you're going to draw lines, and you're going to measure them to be 3.5 centimeters. Once that's done, you're going to draw a line and create a rectangle on top of your tube. Then very carefully, you're going to take your X-Acto knife and cut out the rectangle to create a rectangular hole in your tube. Please be very careful when doing this. You can use scissors, but the X-Acto knife works better. You can also use a box cutter if you do not have an X-Acto knife. So it should look like this. You're going to do this for all 4 tubes. Then you're going to take a colored piece of paper and make sure it's maybe about 2 centimeters longer than your tube, and you're going to fill it on the inside. I used some tape to tape it down so it wouldn't move anywhere, and then I took scissors and I cut little slits into each end, as you can see here. And you're going to do this on both sides. Once complete, you're going to take your glue. I have some Gorilla Glue here, which is really strong but also extremely sticky, but you can also use regular glue or a hot glue gun. And I went ahead and folded the little flaps over and around, and I did that on both sides, as you can see here. Then I took my X-Acto knife and I cut from each corner going into the center to create little triangles. And then I cut it all the way down the middle to create these little flaps that will be folded back. And then you're going to glue down the flaps. As you can see, I created slits so it would fold easier. And I went ahead and glued those, and it should look like this. Then I took another color, I used red, and I wrapped it around and glued it onto the outside of the tube. So you should be doing this for 4 of the tubes. And then you're going to find where your center hole is, and you're going to very carefully use your X-Acto knife or scissors to cut the hole out in your outside paper. After that's complete, you're going to take a couple of squares and you're going to add some glue on the bottom and hold down your tube to attach that square to the end of the tube, and then you're going to use some scissors to cut out a circle so it closes in your tube. So you should not see the hole at all on either side, and you're going to do it for both sides. I found some really cool paper that I decided to use to outline and embellish, so I went ahead and measured it out and glued it on the outside of my rectangular hole. And as you can see here, I have this really cool tube, and this is going to be used as a compartment. You're going to do this for 4 tubes all together. These are the completed tubes. Now you're going to need 5 identical tubes. This one's going to be a lot easier. All you have to do is fill it in with a solid color paper. You can have just one end sticking out, maybe cut it down to a little short. You're going to do the same thing as before and cut slits all the way around. And then you're going to glue it down like you did for the previous tubes. Then you're going to wrap the color paper of your choice around the tube as well, just as before. Next, you're going to take 2 identical toilet paper rolls and 2 identical paper towel rolls. You're going to cut the paper towel rolls in half to be identical size. and you're going to do it for both. I went ahead and made sure that the second one was dead center in the middle of the tube to cut in half, because that's very important. I used my X-Acto knife for this. But what you want to do is make sure that the toilet paper rolls are smaller than the second line, and then the third rolls are going to be a little bit taller than the middle line. So it looks like you're raising the bar. And then you're going to fill in with a solid colored paper. I decided to use alternate colors, so red inside, purple outside, and you're going to do this for all of them. And then along with the 5 tubes you created earlier, you're going to embellish with your paper color lining on the outside of all the tubes. Now you're going to take 1 paper towel roll and 3 toilet paper rolls, and you're just going to wrap the outsides of them. No need to do the insides. And you're also going to cover the ends like this. You don't have to cover both sides of the toilet paper rolls, just one side. But you will need to do both sides for the paper towel roll. Now you're going to take the compartmentalized toilet paper rolls from earlier, and you're going to glue them together in a straight line. I switched to a hot glue gun because I ran out of the super glue, but also it just seemed to work a lot better. But please be careful if you use this because it is hot. It should look like this. Now you're going to take the 3 solid colors that has the open end, they're only one side covered, the other side is open, and you're going to glue them onto the line of compartment tubes that you created. So it should look like a little mini triangle. And once that's complete and you have it all glued together, you're going to use this as a template to draw 2 triangles out of the giant cardboard pieces. You should have 2 cardboard pieces like such, and then you're going to cut out paper in the same shape and size to cover the outside of them, and you should have it on both sides of your cardboard. So once again, you're going to be using your template. You're going to measure out the tubes you just put in the triangle, and you're going to create these 2 cardboard and then cover them with paper. And then this is an optional choice, but I think it just makes it a little more neater. I went ahead and cut out 2 little tiny strips of paper to glue on the outside to cover some of the cardboard cuts there, as you can see. This makes it a little more seamless, just a little more professional. But like I said, it's optional. And you just need to do it on the outside. You're going to do it for both of the triangular pieces. Then you're going to take cardboard and you're going to measure out 3 more pieces. You're going to do a 25 centimeter by 13 centimeter, 2 of those, and then a 25 centimeter by 26 centimeter. These are going to serve as your bases and your dividers for your organizer. Now go ahead and take the first 25 by 13 piece and you're going to hot glue the bottom or regular glue it, and you're going to hold it in place until it sticks straight up on the back end of your base. You're going to take your paper towel roll that you covered completely, including both ends, and you're going to attach it to the bottom of the base and against the back of the upward facing base. And you're going to make sure it's attached like this. Make sure everything's lined up really neatly. And then those 5 tubes that you created that were identical, you're going to glue half of the outside and stick it against the upward facing base part and sit it on top of the paper towel roll like this. Now you're taking your 2 triangular pieces and you're going to measure, because you want to have enough space from the end of the opposite side of the base to the top. And you're going to create that space and take your second 25 by 13 piece cardboard and you're going to glue it standing upright onto the bottom of the base. Then that big clump of triangular compartments that you glued together, you're going to put into the side, take one of your triangular cardboard pieces and glue it into a matching side. until it's standing up. Then you're going to take that cluster of toilet paper rolls and you're going to glue it down onto the base as such. And then you're going to take those 6 rising the bar, I like to call them, toilet paper rolls that you cut out, and you're going to glue them to each other, creating short to middle to tall, and you're going to put those 2 rows together to create a 6-row column with them in matching sizes. So you should see that there's a short, there's a medium, and a tall. And then you're going to take those clusters and you're going to add them to the very far end of the other side of your base and glue them down. Make sure there's enough space in the middle so when you have your second triangular piece, you have a little opening there, as you can see here. And then you'll glue that second triangular piece down and against that second cluster of 6 toilet paper rolls that you wrapped. Now you're gonna let it dry and you have a completed organizer, and it was very satisfying to make this. It takes a lot of glue, it takes a lot of cutting, but my desk was a mess, and now I was able to add everything on my desk into it. I had my paper clips, my erasers, pens, pencils, markers, notebooks, scrap paper, anything you can imagine, it was able to fit it, and it was really, really great. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.